Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Movie Garage. We're up to episode 36 now. I'm Jay, and back with me again is Gary. How's it going, mate?
Good. Finally back. Back together.
Yeah. Well, we had a few weeks
almost
off.
like take that.
Yeah. So you'd be the Robbie Williams. I'm not being fat Gary Barlow. Fuck that. I know I've got a kind of similar hair at the minute, but that sucks.
Take what you're given.
That sucks. Yeah, that was it. So we had a bit of a time not doing it because nobody was making any films. And then you've been busy for the past few weeks. We just had a couple of weeks break as well, because like we were just saying off air, no one's really making any news at the moment. So I just didn't want to come on every single week and speak about the same three stories over and over again. And nothing's really changing around me.
Yeah, you can just, you don't want to bore people, do we?
No, that's it. I've been watching a hell of a lot of films and stuff, and we've been talking about maybe doing like a review show. So doing like a news show one week, then a review show the next week, and something like that. Get a bit more content coming out. So I'll have a look at doing something like that. I'm in a hotel room again. For those of you who are watching the video, and I've got the most annoying prick of a chair in the world. Look at that. It's one of them that makes you think you're going to die every time you move on it. It's like, I think it's supposed to be like a really posh office chair, because it adjusts in about 17 different directions. There's about 4 different handles underneath, but every time you press one, it just like something happens. It's weird. I can't get it to work again. And then every time I lean back, it just feels that little bit too far. I think it
looks like it's going to spring you back into the camera.
Like I'm ready for launch. It's my face coming straight to me. Yeah. So you're back at work. Everything is normal with lockdowns going on.
Yes, sure. Everything is back to normal. Like you said, it kind of sucks a bit because you can't do anything, but it feels kind of back to normal.
Yeah, that's
without
like,
doing anything.
Just saying off air, it's like we can't do anything fun, but we're allowed to go to work. So we're just in a really shit hiatus bit at the minute.
Yeah, and nobody wants to sit outside in beer garden cold.
Seen the weather that's been forecast for the rest of April as well. So it's like the next 2 weeks is some of the heaviest rain we've seen in the entire year so far.
Sure.
All right, great.
Sure, it's like it new.
Yeah, it's
like, yeah, sure, you can go and sit back inside, back in the beer gardens. Rain.
You've been to a pub since they've allowed people to be back outside?
No, I'm not bothered. No, it's. I don't want to sit outside in the cold.
Yeah.
And then the rain. Or I've still been scraping ice off my car.
Yeah, it's weird. Like one day it'll be really, really sunny. And then like you say, the next you're scraping ice off your windscreen. I went, met my mum and my auntie the other day in a pub beer garden. And I was saying like, I've not been other than this for like a pint yet, because everybody you see on Facebook and stuff who has been for a pint are the people that you really don't want to go for a pint with. You know, everybody who's just been sat for the past year stewing in the house, waiting for the pubs to open, and then just legged it down there as soon as they've opened. Like, wait a month, let them get it out of the system, and then we'll see what's going on.
It's funny watching them sat in some certain places that they're almost sat in the main road.
Yeah,
it's like they spread all the chairs out off into the main road, and everyone's just going, well, I'm sitting right here, right where the traffic is. I don't care.
Yeah, because apparently there was a gang of lads walking around Manchester at the weekend and carrying their own table. So they were just carrying a 4-seat table around, plonking it outside of a pub, sitting down and then ordering a drink. Now that's class. That's, if you're going to go out now, that's what you need to do, I think. That's the level you need to be operating at, that. Your own pub garden beer table.
That's effort.
Yeah, big time.
That's super.
That's needing a drink before you go on a killing spree. That's what that is. So, yeah, we had a couple of things come up movie related. So should we chat about that for a little bit? Considering that's what we
can go for that.
Excellent. So like right after I did the last like newsy show or review show, I think I did one of each on like the same time. Literally about an hour after I stopped recording it, there was a massive announcement from Sony that they'd just done a deal with Netflix to put on all of their movies for like the next 2 years. So like all Spider-Man and everything that comes out to do with that, and every other Sony movie is now going to be over on Netflix. Did you see any of that?
Yeah. They must have paid an absolute fortune to that.
Yeah, that's joke money, isn't it? Do you think
Yeah,
it's just... Well, the first thing that I thought is they've done it on purpose as a big like fuck you to Disney. But then they waited like 2 weeks, and then Disney announced that all the Spider-Man films, even the earlier ones that aren't related to the MCU or anything like that, are all going to be on Disney Plus. So they've done a deal there as well. So Sony are getting paid twice off 2 massive streaming services.
Oh my God. I didn't even know. I didn't know that second part. But because before you just said that, I thought maybe they've done that because to get above the game, the competition with Amazon Prime, Disney is huge, and they must have thought, well, we're going to fall behind if we don't jump on board. Threw a load of money at them and gone. It's a bit of a kick in the teeth, really, that the fact that Disney are also getting the same rights to Spider-Man.
Spider-Man ones. Yeah, I don't know how that's worked. I don't know what they've done, but yeah, it kind of makes sense with what's supposed to be happening next, like with the new Spider-Man movie, because they're all supposed to be in it, aren't they? So, like we're supposed to be getting Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield coming back for the next Spider-Man film. So it does make sense that their movies would be on Disney Plus, so everybody can catch up and watch them. But whatever deal they've done, it's absolutely ridiculous.
I know. I think if they did if they brought all the Spider-Man back and put them into the same film like they say they're doing, do you think they'll throw in a Miles Morales one?
Oh, what? Say again. Miles Morales?
Yeah.
Oh, I really hope so, dude. I really hope that, and I hope they do a Spider-Gwen as well. You know, the Gwen Stacy version, because it'd be really interesting seeing her and Andrew Garfield meet, because obviously spoilers, she died in The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, didn't she? So for her to see him and then like vice versa, that'd be really, really cool looking into that.
Yeah. There's lots of cool like ideas that they come up with Spider-Man. There's so many different directions they can go with it.
Yeah.
But it'd be real just to have all 3 Spider-Men in the same movie would be really cool. They've got to go multiverse with it.
But yeah, definitely. I mean, they've officially announced now that the guy who played Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire one, so like the second Spider-Man movie ever in recent times, he is definitely in the film as Dr. Octopus again. So there's definitely a big crossover coming over from that direction. They've also announced, I think officially as well, but I'm not 100% sure, that Charlie Cox is going to be in it, the guy who played Daredevil in the Netflix TV series. They're thinking he's going to be Peter Parker's lawyer because of what happened in the end of the last Spider-Man.
Right, okay. I tell you what, though, the guy that played like you said, what's his name? The Octopus.
Yeah, Dr. Octopus.
Dr. Octopus. The guy that played him was brilliantly annoying in that second one.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty cool. But but like you said, like if they're going to keep just throwing different things at it, they could even go into and really dig into the cartoon like villains and stuff like that, and really bring. They can throw everything at it, and that's what I'm excited to see.
Yeah, big time, mate. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did like a Sinister Six. So we've already like in the films, like all together, we've seen the Vulture, Green Goblin, Sandman, Dr. Octopus, Rhino, Killer Croc. God, who else? We've got a Morbius movie coming out, so there's like the vampire side of it. Venom as well. We've got Venom movies out as well. So there's a possibility that everybody could just all come crashing in. If Charlie Cox is in there as well, then there's a chance that they might bring over Kingpin as well, the guy who played Kingpin in the Daredevil series, right? Who was just perfect. He was utterly perfect. And he's a major Spider-Man villain as well. So Fingers crossed, man. That'd be incredible.
And do you know what? I didn't know. So when I watched that, I didn't know. I was like, why is he here? Do you know, when I was watching Daredevil, I thought, you always recognize him as being a Spider-Man villain.
Exactly, dude.
And I was like, oh, so it's actually quite strange that he's not been involved yet in Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think so. So like the Morbius trailer about the guy who basically turns into a vampire, that trailer has got Michael Keaton in, who played the Vulture in the first new Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. So that's definitely crossed over in kind of an interlinked universe. But also in the same advert, he walks past a graffitied mural of Spider-Man that says murderer sprayed across it, and it's not the Tom Holland Spider-Man suit. I think it's the Andrew Garfield one. So like whether like universes have already started going a bit mental, I have no idea, because this is going to come off the back of like WandaVision and Doctor Strange, which is like the multiverse of madness. So all of this is going to come in and just go absolutely mental, I think.
Yeah, but it's obviously going to go that way through for everything, I think. This is now, I know, like, don't get me wrong, it makes it really interesting, and it brings other characters in that wouldn't really normally be allowed in by doing it this way. It's also really confusing.
Yeah, like, big time.
It's so confusing. Like,
it's like if they are going that way and doing like a big Spider-Verse thing, it's definitely just one for the fans, isn't it? It's not someone that a casual could just nip in and just be like, oh yeah, I totally know what's going on. I know who he is. Yeah.
No, because I think you see, go to the other side of stuff and the DC side of stuff, and you take Flash, and that TV show is so much fan-based stuff. With multiverses that bring in characters from other things, and that really works. So, but if they got it right and done it in a big budget movie style, especially with a character as Spider-Man, like you said before, that there's characters that jump from different types of versions of Spider-Man or what have you, and villains and stuff like that. They could just go on and do more and more films rather than just doing, it can really lead on to so much more stuff, and that's quite exciting alone, because if that works, then they'll just keep on doing it with other Marvel characters and stuff.
Well, yeah, fingers crossed. But like, they've also got Disney Plus now, and they're going on to do all the Disney Plus shows as well. Like, have you been watching any of them? Have you watched like WandaVision or Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I've watched WandaVision. I'm saving Winter Soldier and Falcon. I'm just waiting for. Is that all finished now?
Just finished, yeah. Last episode was last week.
Yeah, because I was saving that for it to go, so I can just binge watch it all in one go.
It's incredible. Yeah. It's absolutely amazing. They've already announced off the back of that the guys who wrote and directed the show are doing Captain America 4 as well. They announced that on Friday, the same day that the last episode dropped, which is incredible.
So I thought that one got more slated than WandaVision.
Yeah, well, I think it did at the start because of one of the characters in it. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's amazing. It's absolutely incredible.
I think I've seen it floating about a lot in memes and stuff.
Yeah, it's okay. It's so perfectly done. It's such a good series. The last episode is really satisfying as well. Really, really satisfying. A good tip if you need a bit of a catch up is to watch Avengers Age of watch Captain America Civil War, because a lot of it ties in with that movie. So before you start watching it, watch Civil War again, and then watch the Falcon and Winter Soldier straight afterwards.
Oh no, I have to watch an Avengers movie, do I?
Yeah, got it. Also, as well, coming out on Disney Plus, I think it's the 10th of June it comes out, or it might be a bit earlier than that. Have you seen the adverts for the Loki TV show? I think there's 2 adverts out for it in a minute. It
looks brilliant.
Doesn't it just? It looks incredible. Yeah. I think I spoke about this a little bit like last week, but apparently the rumors are now that they're looking at like at least 3 seasons of it.
Yeah, I commented saying that looks the best of the lot.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, we've done this before where visually stuff looks incredible, but the little snippets and stuff and the little jokes that were in there was how he is in the films.
Yeah.
And if that like comes across, it can really play out really, really well. I'm really interested to see like where it's gone, because obviously he disappears in the film, and it's going to take it from there, really, isn't it? By the looks of stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I think we're going to see quite a few different versions of Loki as well, because I think it's to do with like time travel and how everything's getting messed up and everything isn't right. Because he steals. The last time we see him is in Endgame, and he steals the Tesseract, doesn't he? And then jumps into a portal and just vanishes. So like everything to do with like Endgame is all about making sure the timeline is still right. But he took that Infinity Stone out and fucked up the timeline. So that's what the show is about, all the chaos and everything that he's caused off the back of that, which is it looks like it's gonna be really good.
It does. Can you actually believe it's been 2 years since Endgame?
Oh, terrifying, isn't it? I think he put up today as well, it's been 3 years since Infinity War, which is just bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah, it is crazy. You wait all this time, then all of a sudden 2 years go by and you go, oh. It generally does not feel that long ago.
That is crackers. And we should be like another 4 movies in to, what phase is it now? Is it phase 4 they're supposed to be doing? We should be like another 3 or 4 movies in. But obviously, like COVID just stopped everything.
Yeah.
We're definitely getting Black Widow soon, aren't we? And they've said that SpiderMan's going to be out in December, which is like a crazy fast turnaround. I think they finished production about 2 months ago, something like that. And they're saying it's going to be out by the end of the year. So the bonkers shit they'd be doing, like to try and get that out, is just insane.
Have they announced where they're releasing Black Widow?
They're doing cinema and Disney Plus. They're doing pay at home Disney Plus and at the cinema as well, because I think they're waiting just until like the cinemas open just to go like bang. So I think they're going to be doing that quite a lot, aren't they now? Which we've been saying for ages that they should do. So obviously someone's watching us. We can take full credit for that because we've been saying it for months and months and months. It's not just because it makes the most sense and is the easiest logical thing to do. It's because we fucking said it. That's the only reason it's happening. Yeah. That said, though, HBO Max has let us down, haven't they? Like HBO Max is an American streaming service, but they've got a big deal with Sky. So I just assumed that everything they bought out pay-per-view, Sky would bring out pay-per-view as well. Mortal fucking Kombat isn't on there. Yeah. I was devastated. I've been waiting for this movie for months.
I looked for it on there, and I was like, hold on, what's the script here? Because
like a fucking school kid skipping home from work on Friday, got there, I was like, oh, no, it's not on that page. Oh, no, it's not on that page either. Oh, no. I started getting a panic on. So then started Googling and looking up stuff. No plans to release it in the UK until like cinemas open, which is a month. Well, half a month in it. Is it like 17th of May that they're planning to open if everything goes well?
Yeah. I kind of think it's pointless by then. Yeah. I think they've messed up there.
100%.
Because, we already know people are going to stream it.
Yeah, exactly. It's the first thing like I thought was like, well, fuck you. I'm just going to go download it early. If that's how little you think of us, then eat a dick. It is so easy to release things all at the same time. They did it with Godzilla versus Kong, and that was fucking mint, worked straight away. Jesus Christ, man, the Snyder Cut as well. I didn't expect it to be free. I thought we were going to have to pay for it.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. I was really surprised, but I think it's a cool move, because when you think you've already watched the movie, it was just someone's version of the movie, so it was a good move all around, really. It put it for free rather than having to pay again.
I think so as well, and it kicks up interest in whatever's happening next and stuff, doesn't it? I think they were expecting it to be bigger than it was, but then I also think the 4-hour runtime put a lot of people off.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it was split up as well. And anyway, we'll get on to talking about that in a dedicated one, because I think it's going to take us a long ass time to get through all that shit. Yeah, speaking of like Snyderverse stuff, The Flash has officially started filming. Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton are officially in the Flash movie. So that's obviously another one that goes like back in time and across dimensions and stuff. You excited about that, especially after watching the Snyder Cut?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm really into it. I'm really into, I forget his name, the guy that plays Flash. I think
Ezra Miller in the films.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Because it kind of feels like, again, it's another movie where I would have thought it had already been out by now.
Yeah, big time.
And there was a time where I thought we're not going to get to see this movie because it didn't feel like they were going to actually like make it in the end. So yeah, definitely, it's such a huge character to not have its own film.
Yeah,
would be such a letdown.
Yeah, big time. He was so well done. I think he was so well done in both versions of the Justice League that have been out there.
Yeah.
If they hadn't have done anything more with him, it'd have been horrible. I mean, he made like a tiny little cameo in that big TV crossover that they did, didn't he? He was in at the end, and the two Flashes met one another, which was really, really cool. So whether they're going to bring the TV Flash in as well and just have it go completely fucking nuts, I'd love to see all that.
I know, it'd be really...
Again, this is just like the DC SpiderMan, isn't it? So they've got a possibility to bring everything in. And the fact that they're bringing back like 89 Batman is so good.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is definitely one for the fans, that one.
They better have the original Batmobile. That's all I want to see again, is the original Batmobile on screen. That 89, they've never done better than that. All these tanks can fuck off. They're never going to look as good as that one did in 1989. It was amazing.
Yeah, remember the time where they used to have the Batmobile in the Manchester Arndale?
Was it in the Warner Brothers shop?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Yes, very cool. Yeah, that was amazing. God, we're aging ourselves there, dude. I think that might have been before it got blown up. Holy shit. Anyway, moving on. Have you seen The Rock? He's been talking about Shazam. Not Shazam, Black Adam, because they've gone into filming Black Adam now as well. And he's talking about how incredible it's going to be and how he's going to change the genre and stuff. It's not. It's just going to be The Rock in a tight suit, isn't it? That's all he is in all his films.
Yeah.
He's just The Rock in a different film. He ain't breaking the mold of this.
Right. So Black Adam is a character I'm really not familiar with at all. Yeah. But you are right.
Did you watch the Shazam film?
Yeah.
Basically an evil Shazam.
Right. But you are right. It's just going to be The Rock in a suit.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was going on the other day about like how he's going to break the mold. He was going to change the game and all this. You're not, dude. It's just going to be you in a suit. We all know it's just going to be you in a suit. You've done it for hundreds of movies. He's really watchable, really good at being The Rock. But all he does is be The Rock. He's not going to do anything incredible, is he?
No, and literally, you are right. In everything he does, he's just The Rock.
Yeah,
and you can't see past it either.
No. Everybody's hoping, though, that Shazam and Superman are going to turn up in this Black Adam movie, but who knows? We'll see. They're talking about Cavill coming back for another couple of Superman movies, and then the next report says that he's quit again, and then it's just no one knows what's going on. So it's basically you just got to sit and wait for the next film to come out.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is that there's not been too much like leaked or anything like that about Black Adam. They've kept it really quiet, so I just kind of hope that they keep that going because it's a surprise element that I really like.
Yeah, fingers crossed, man. Like I say, I think they've just started filming it now. So if any leaks do come out, it's going to be like over the next 6 months or something like that while they're filming it all. But like you said, I don't want to know. I always try and avoid all that kind of shit. I know we do talk about it a hell of a lot on this show, but I always do try and avoid it. But the issue is, because we do this and because I like movies so much, I follow so many different movie reporting sites. And as soon as one little thing leaks, it's just bang, 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 bang. I get 73 different posts about it. So I can't avoid it at all.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. It's impossible to avoid because we live our lives on waiting for news and just want to see little bits of information from these films. So once something gets leaked out, it's so hard just to go, oh, I won't even bother watching that one.
Yeah.
2 minutes later, click.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, so speaking of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, there's been an advert out for Fast 9, the 9th Fast and the Furious movie. Have you seen the advert?
No.
No, is that on purpose, or have you just not got around to watching it yet?
Well, both. No, because there was all the rumours of them going to space, and then everyone's gone, oh, they are actually going to space.
Oh, they do, yeah. They totally do. Well,
really?
There's definitely a rocket car in it, and a lot of craziness to do with like magnets while they're driving down the road. Now you see, like last time, I think the last thing that we got from Fast and Furious was Hobbs and Shaw, which was just a proper train wreck, wasn't it? Me and you sat here and just slagged it off for 20 minutes, didn't we?
I am not interested at all. But yet, when the film's out, I'm going to be fully invested. It's really weird.
It's because you're a boy, and that's what
I'm
happens.
I'm going to have to watch it.
Oh, really fast car.
Yeah.
So this one, like, it does look mental from the advert. Doesn't look like The Rock's in it this time. I don't know about Jason Statham. I know Helen Mirren's in it because she played Jason Statham's mom, didn't she?
Yeah.
John Cena's in it. He's like the bad guy who won't be a bad guy and will probably end up working with him again.
Yeah.
Everything's gone in.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And then so yeah, it's spoiled as well. Massive reveal in the advert that John Cena's playing Dom's brother.
Yeah.
So like one of the main characters has just got a random brother out of nowhere, but at least his hot sister's coming back into it.
Fair enough.
Also, as well, they did like mad time things, didn't they, with the Fast and Furious movies? So for me, like that Hobbs and Shaw was an offshoot and it was terrible. I actually quite enjoy watching the Fast and Furious films. You know what I mean? So they're just shitty. Like you say, you always end up getting fully invested. They're just easy just to sit there with it on and just watch like pretty colours and big things go bang.
Yeah. Well, and that's what attracts you to them. And you just kind of go, just stick this on, then sure, fine. It'd be all right in the background or what have you. But I don't know. It's just that it's just gone so far from the first film, then it kind of takes away from everything that you fell in love with the first film or the first two films or what have you.
Yeah, totally. So they did that mental time thing, didn't they? Where they kind of like suggested that they'd shown them out of order. So they did like 1 and 2, which had like the same characters in. And then they did Tokyo Drift was the third one. And then one of the characters from Tokyo Drift showed up in the next one, even though he died in Tokyo Drift. So then they said this was before Tokyo Drift happened. Everything that happened is leading up to Tokyo Drift and him dying. He's back in this one.
Yeah.
So I don't know where this fits. He's back in this one. So's the main guy from Tokyo Drift, and so's his mate. You know, the guy who has the Hulk car that's got the fist like smashed through it in Tokyo Drift.
Right.
He's back in it as well. So like all the characters from Tokyo Drift are coming back into this 9th film. I don't know how they're going to do it like time-wise or anything like that, because I'm pretty sure he like obviously died in Tokyo Drift, and then Jason Statham was the guy who killed him, and then Statham's been in the Fast and the Furious movies as a good guy and a bad guy, depending on which movie it is, and it's been all over the place. So fuck knows how they're going to work all this shit in. But then again, there's a car that goes to space. So I'm
Honestly,
really worried about
they should just jump in the car, it goes to space, and just leave them there.
that. Yeah, that's it. And then just done. Credits over.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, that's it. Finished. Yeah, so they've also said the director, who is Justin Lin, who's the guy who's been directing pretty much every single one of the Fast and the Furious movies since they started going insane, has said that he's not ruling out a crossover with Jurassic Park. Would that be something you're interested in watching?
Shit.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Like, there are certain crossovers in films that you'd really, really love to see. Is Jurassic Park and Fast and the Furious one of them? It wouldn't have even made my list. I wouldn't have even made that up.
No.
Do you know what we need with these dinosaurs?
No,
Fast-ass, tricked-out cars.
yeah, I think that will top it. I think that will that'll be the end.
Yeah, I don't think there is any going anywhere else from there. I mean, like going to space, yeah, because you've got to come back from space unless you're just going to die. But then dinosaurs being there is it is literally, and then like, and now there were dinosaurs, and then it just all kicks off because it's insane. It'd be really good. I hope they just give no explanation as well, and it's just like a raptor chasing Dom's car down the road in the first scene.
And it'd be great if the camera just panned round and then SpiderMan's just there, like
I just stood there going.
I'm in the wrong movie.
No, I'm out. I'm done. Just does one. Yeah, fed up of this shit. Oh, insane. What else have we got? So yeah, the Continental, which is going to be the series based on the hotel in John Wick. You know, in the John Wick movies, the hotel that none of them are allowed to fight in, but then obviously everybody fights in and it goes insane. They've announced that is going to be a prequel series. So it's all going to take place before the John Wick movies, which means that they can bring back any characters that might have died, but Keanu Reeves isn't going to appear in it at all. Is it something you're interested in watching? That I think it's a really cool concept.
I've only seen the first John Wick film.
Have you?
Yeah, I see. The thing for me is it worked for a one-off film. So I've never really been like. I will eventually get round to watching the rest of them because everyone said, yeah, they carry on still being really good films. But
yeah,
for me, I was quite happy to just be one-off film, and that's me good. So I don't really know too much all about the whole concept of the whole thing, really.
So like basically, I mean, it is in the first one, but if you've not watched it for ages, you ain't going to remember. The Continental is a chain of hotels that are based around the world in this John Wick universe, where all the hitmen can go, and it's like a no-fire zone. It's like a safety zone, so they can all go and just chill out. Nobody's allowed to kill anybody or anything like that, or the hotel gets involved and fucks you up. And if the hotel gets on your case, it's literally everybody everywhere turns on you, which is basically the plot of one of the John Wick movies. I can't remember which one it is. I think it might be the third one. So yeah, like everybody's in on it. Everybody keeps the truce, no matter who's arguing. If like you're chasing somebody and they run into this hotel, you can't do anything about it. So yeah, it's basically like a big mafia hotel, which is a safe zone, and they can sort you out with all the weapons that you need, all the armor that you need, everything that you need, but you're not allowed to fight in a hotel. That's like the one endearing rule. And then once you're out of favor with this hotel chain, you are just fucked because everyone will get you. It's just a free for all. So I'm quite interested to see where that goes.
Yeah, no, like it has been such a popular thing. So it didn't surprise me that they've kept it going. And yeah, I do like the idea of it, and I like the idea of the rest of the films and stuff like that. So once I get into the rest of the films, then I'll probably get sucked in and get invested in what you've said. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I reckon you definitely will do, because then after that, I think 4 and 5 are planned. So there are films 4 and 5. I know they're doing 4 at the minute because they were just waiting for him to finish Bill and Ted and whatever else he was doing. Excuse me.
Yeah,
and now they've started filming film number 4. And they're also doing a spin-off from like a character that you saw sort of. So you saw like the organization that she's going to be a part of, which is called the Ballerina, which is like this Russian ballet troupe of hit women. And that's supposed to be starring Chloe Moretz. So if that actually does come to pass, which I've not heard anything of since it was announced, then that'll be pretty amazing, I think, as well.
One thing that is quite interesting is that it seems to me that all the top actors are absolutely bashing out the films now that they're allowed to film stuff. Because obviously these scripts and everything they've kind of planned for these films have been in place for so long.
Yeah.
As soon as they've done with one film, they're ready to go again.
But yeah. So it's like
we're going to get.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
We're going to get to a point where we're just going to get hit by new film after new film after new film after new film. So, like, try to get people back in the cinema is going to be no problem because it's going to be like
I don't think so.
Back in the 90s when there was so much to watch and people was floating to the cinemas.
Yeah, I always thought as well that there'd be like people getting pissy around doing films for streaming services, like Netflix and Amazon Prime and stuff like that. But that doesn't seem to have happened, does it? You're getting like these major actors doing massively incredible films for streaming services, just for people to sit and watch at home. So, like as you were saying, then people just going into film and film and film. Chris Hemsworth was filming Thor: Love and Thunder in Australia, and as soon as that finished, he went on to filming Extraction 2 in Australia as well. So they basically just shipped everything over there because they're basically COVID free right now, and everything's pretty much back to normal in Oz. They shipped everything over there, and he's basically gone from one massive blockbuster into another next massive blockbuster straight after, with no break in between at all, because everybody was there and everybody was setting up while he was doing the other film and stuff. So it's going to get to a point where we're getting like 3 blockbusters a week. When they all get finished, 2022 is going to be insane for movies coming out. Right. What's next? Last thing I wanted to talk about a little bit was Indiana Jones. You an Indiana Jones fan at all?
Not really.
No?
Yeah, you've finished this well, haven't you?
Yeah, so they've started filming Indiana Jones 5, which is like, so 4 everybody was really disappointed with. The first 3 are proper movie amazing classics, no matter what your opinion is. And it's been announced that Phoebe Waller-Bridge is going to be the female lead in it, and they've announced Mads Mikkelsen, who was the guy who played Hannibal, and is just incredible. I think he's going to be the bad guy, probably, because he's literally the bad guy in everything, apart from maybe one thing that he's in. So, yeah, and then obviously you've got Harrison Ford who's returning as Indiana Jones. I'm assuming it's going to be the last one, because I don't think he'll make number 6. He's got to be like touching
This is kind of getting to Rocky levels now.
Yeah.
Where Sylvester Stallone just turn back up again. Keep up rolling them out.
I think the idea was, so like in number 4, in the last one, they introduced Shia LaBeouf as his son, and he never knew he had a son, and he just pops up, and then it goes from there. So I think the idea was that he was going to take over the franchise afterwards and become like this new Indiana Jones. And then he went mental and just went like proper off the rails, did a lot of drugs, did a lot of weird films about sex and stuff. And then just kind of ruined everything for himself and everybody else. So I don't know what the plan is now. I don't know whether they're going to introduce somebody who's going to carry it on, because I know that he doesn't want Indiana Jones recast Harrison Ford because he really loves the character. And I think he's just going to hold on to that until he dies. So the smart thing to do, obviously, is to introduce a son or something like that can take over. If my money's on that, they'll recast the Shia LaBeouf character and just have him as
So, and he's been doing this since, what is the first film, the 80s or something?
I think it might be 86. Let's have a look. So it's been going
Yeah.
for a while as Indiana Jones. It's almost as old as us.
I think I really like. I think I do remember watching the first one, and it is. Don't get me wrong. I think it's kind of the era of like when you used to watch adventure films like The Goonies and stuff like that, and they actually are fun films to watch. It's just not something that I just thought that I got into really. It wasn't like hugely deep into when I was younger. I wasn't hugely deep into films, so stuff like the classics, like your Indiana Jones and your Star Wars and stuff like that. They didn't really bother me. I just like the big one-off blockbusters.
You were out playing football and doing things like a real life boy,
right? Yeah,
rather than just
boy stuff. Yeah, playing football.
Yeah. So the first one, Raiders of the Lost Ark, is older than us, dude. 1981 that came out. So he's been playing this character now for 30 years, 40 years. Fuck, we are well old. Yeah, 91 to 20. No, it's not. Why am I not doing maths? 2001 to 20, 2021. 40 fucking years he's been playing this character. He's been playing this character longer than we've been alive.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, just. Yeah, anyway, give up. Yeah, cool. So I think that's about it for now. Yeah. Some news coming out, but not much. So hopefully the next one that you're going to get from us is going to be a bit of a review show. With that in mind, have you got any recommendations for what you've been watching recently?
Oh crap! You caught me off guard there. With the
yeah, sorry, dude. Like, I literally just remembered then that was something that we did.
We'll post one.
Yeah. Post one. We'll post one. The link for
we'll
this.
just. Yeah.
So
because
I've got
at the top of my head, I
got like I watched this weekend and I did the whole series in like 2 sittings because I was just sat on the couch doing stuff and waiting for stuff to happen that fucking didn't. Anyway, long miserable story. There's a series that's just gone on Netflix. If you're a bit of a nerd, you will have heard of it. It's called Shadow and Bone. It's like a crazy adventure war series, which is just like full of magic, monsters, and all sorts of stuff. I think it's like 8 or 9 episodes, but it's absolutely brilliant. It's really well done. It's based on some massive novels, apparently. So yeah, that's definitely worth a watch. Go and have a look at that if you're not seeing it. That's on Netflix.
Sounds interesting.
It's actually really, really good. It's really well done. Very clever. It's got the bad guy in out of Punisher as well, which is always good. I want to say his name's Ben Barnes. Ugly bastard he is, though. So he's just tough to look at. It's gross.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, like most of them. Yeah, so I think that's about it for us for the time being. Yeah, so give us a follow. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Give us a follow on YouTube as well. We're all under the Movie Garage. Give us a subscribe, give us a like. Most of the stuff takes place on the Facebook page, so go and have a look at that. But for now, thanks very much for watching. Cheers, Gaza.
Yeah, cheers, Jay.
See you soon, pal.